Welcome to Clay Center Now. I'm Amy Baer with Clay County Economic Development Group, and today we have a couple of special guests. We have Lori Huber, our Executive Director here for Clay County Economic Development, and Maury Catlin, who is our Board Chairman. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So we're here to talk about all things economic development. So Lori, can you tell our viewers what Clay County Economic Development Group does for the citizens of Clay County?
What we do is try to improve the local economy. And we do that in a number of ways. For example, we are currently sending around a survey for people who work out of their homes.
Okay.
Teleworkers, freelancers, people running internet-based businesses. And seeing if we can find some commonalities from these people to see what kinds of services we could provide to help them grow those opportunities. And then we help local businesses grow, existing businesses to grow. And so in March, we'll be holding a Business Development Expo, where we're going to bring lots of service providers to the area so that the businesses can meet with them one-on-one. And then we help people start businesses.
Oh, okay.
And we even do that at the high school level. So we'll be having a Young Entrepreneur Challenge. That'll be in March as well.
Okay.
Where we try to get the middle school and high school students involved.
Okay.
So we do lots of things. So the main idea is improving the economy, bringing more outside money to the local community, and then keeping that money rotating as long as possible before it leaves again.
Okay, so in economic development, it's very much a grow from within versus a bring from outside type of mentality. Is that kind of a correct way of thinking about it?
Well, that depends what you mean by bringing from the outside. We're trying to bring outside money in,
sure.
but not recruiting businesses in.
Okay,
So,
absolutely.
Another project we're working on is awards. We give awards every year for entrepreneurship. So we're just trying to promote people starting and growing businesses.
Yeah, and absolutely, promoting and starting businesses is definitely vital to the local economy. So I'd definitely love for you to touch a little bit more on, I mean, if somebody was thinking about starting a business, what kind of steps would they want to take with themselves and with economic development involved?
Well, it's kind of funny how a lot of people will come in here saying, I do this, and I want to grow it into a business. And when you visit with them long enough, they're already in a small business. They're already doing it. It's just a matter of finishing up the fine details. So we have a lot of resource providers, people from other areas who help us help them. So if somebody came in and wanted a business plan, we don't actually help them write business plans. We put them in contact with the people who do.
Okay.
We don't have our own funding sources, but we have resources to send them to get funding.
Okay.
A lot of times marketing is one of the things that they're looking for. Workforce development is a big one. So we just connect them to outside resources to help them.
Okay, that's great. Maury, as a member of the board, what do you guys do in your support role in helping local citizens start and develop a business?
Well, we largely try to work in support of Lori. She's the professional here and has experience and a great network. So as a board, we I guess do some analysis. We do some shoe leather work. On the streets. Try to encourage folks. Maybe share the message a little bit. Try to cast a little vision about economic development. And many times that's just really grassroots. Just visiting with people. And ourselves trying to set some example in terms of our own involvement and help. And I can speak for the board to a person. Great folks who really do have, as their mission, if you will, bettering the community, bettering the area, trying to provide some some stimulus or to create a culture where that can happen and move that economic needle forward a little bit.
That's great. That's absolutely great. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and I want to touch on a new topic that you had mentioned just for a little bit in the next segment, but be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this.
You're invited to come visit, shop, and spend some time in beautiful Clay Center, Kansas. A Full House, located at 510 Dexter in Clay Center, is your upscale rent-to-own store with the lowest prices guaranteed. They only carry high-quality name-brand products that are made to last. At A Full House, they put the customer first by offering free delivery and setup of all merchandise, free relocation while renting their products, free loaner services, and the best price guaranteed. Stop into A Full House today for all your home furnishing needs. Shop beautiful Clay Center today and find what you've been looking for.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communications services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to Clay Center Now. I'm Amy Baer with Clay County Economic Development Group, and we are still talking with Lori Huber and Maury Catlin. Guys, we had mentioned before the break that I was wanting to expand on a topic that you had just kind of mentioned earlier, E-Awards. What are these E-Awards exactly?
E is short for entrepreneurship.
Okay.
One time I gave a speech and I said, if I say E, I mean entrepreneurship. It cuts 5 minutes off the speech having to say that, you know. So anytime I say E, it's just short for entrepreneurship. So we give the Entrepreneur Awards. And so there's a social entrepreneur award for people who have done things not for their own economic gain, but for gain to the community. Past winners was Janelle Mashad with the animal shelter and Donna Long with the food programs. And then there's the entrepreneurial employee. Okay. That's a person who works for someone else, but they really take a lot of responsibility. They're really accountable for that business, and they want to see it grow and expand.
Okay.
Then there's the young entrepreneur. That's 24 or 25 years old and younger. Our past winners to that have all been high school students. But just trying to let them know that, you know, growing a business is a good thing that they can be doing and live here doing it. Then there's what we call the ROSE Award. ROSE stands for Retail or Service Entrepreneur. And that's the people who have a business that rotates the money locally more. So that'd be like your retail stores and your restaurants and, you know, law offices or accounting offices. And then there's the Entrepreneur of the Year, and that would be the, you know, the person doing the most with their business, growing their business.
Okay, that sounds really, really awesome. So that's so there's 5 awards total. How are they chosen? How do people? What's the process of people being selected for these awards?
Right. In the past, it has been an application base where the business who wanted to win sent in their own application. But we've changed it this year to be nomination based.
Oh, okay.
So that if anybody knows anybody else who thinks, you know, they would be a good award winner, they can go to our Facebook page. There's a link on the Facebook page to go to the survey. It's just a 5-question nomination, you know, form.
And for our viewers, we'll go ahead and show the Facebook page and where you can go to nominate an individual or business on the screen, so that way you guys don't have to, we'll take the guesswork out of it for you, so make it a little bit easy. So what else is involved with the nomination process?
It's due November 30th.
Okay.
So once the nominations are completed by November 30th, Then on December 1st, we have a committee who will review and select the winners. And then the winners will be announced at the EDG annual meeting in January.
Okay, awesome. That sounds really great. So what are some of the benefits of being an award winner?
Probably the primary one would be recognition. It's at the awards ceremony, but then it also goes into the newspaper. And then for the last 2 years, we have turned the awards into a video. And people, if anybody's interested, you can go to youtube.com and do a search for Clay County Economic Development Group. And there should be 10 videos from the past award winners on there.
Okay, that sounds really, really amazing. So is there any other aspects of the E-Awards that either of you guys would like to share about that today?
I might add that we talk about entrepreneurship and to kind of regress perhaps just a little bit. That is a focus of ours and a real driver, I guess, of what we do. But we're not opposed to or excluding deliberately. We mentioned earlier a new business coming in. We just think that with the resources we have, that's just the best and prudent and maybe the most efficient way to use those. And when you think about it, I wonder if there are any businesses in existence today that if you could peel back the layers of the onion and look into the history, if they didn't start, certainly as an idea in someone's mind, an entrepreneur, they might not know what to call themselves or be able to spell it then, but that's what they were. And so that's part of the reason we do emphasize it so much.
That's great.
Yeah. Try to encourage that whole culture, that whole understanding of it, that whole mindset that goes along with being a business person.
And entrepreneurship is such an integral part of really the fabric of our American society, and
very much so.
And what it very much means to be an American. I mean, and that's kind of what this country was founded on. And I think it's really great that economic development really focuses on the development and creation of new businesses. And I know, Lori, one time you've said to me that just because a business closes doesn't mean it was successful. Can you kind of briefly tell our viewers kind of what that statement means to you?
Well, not all businesses are meant to live forever. Mm-hmm. As long as the person who was running that business got something out of it, then it provided education opportunity for them. One example is there are venture capital funds, people who invest in people starting businesses. Well, there are some of them who won't invest in somebody unless they've already had a business close, because their thinking is they learned on somebody else's dime. So that now the second time around, they should be a better business person. So some businesses, trends. Let's say we all remember going to the store to rent the videos to watch. A lot of people made a lot of money running those stores. They just, weren't meant to live forever. That process is gone. They have to move on to something else then.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think now's a great time to go ahead and take a break. In our next segment, we're going to talk about some really great initiatives that EDG is working on. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Around here, we believe in local values like hard work, family time, or a fair price on reliable internet from a local company. That's why Eagle Communications delivers great local values, like a range of internet options to fit your family's needs. Fast and consistent enough to power everyone's devices at once. All at reasonable prices we're proud to offer our friends and neighbors. Ready for better internet? Give us a call or visit eaglecom.net and discover our local values today.
At Eagle Communications, we deliver what matters to your business. Our services are fast, reliable, secure, and competitively priced, giving you more value for your hard-earned business dollar. With Eagle Communications, you're not just another number, you're part of our business family. And we deliver peace of mind with local technicians who provide dedicated system monitoring and support. Connect to something better. Call Eagle Communications and let's talk about what matters to your business.
Welcome back to Clay Center Now. I'm Amy Baer with Clay County Economic Development Group, and we're here speaking with Lori Huber and Maury Catlin. And Maury, I was wanting to ask you some more specific questions about the operational stance of EDG. So how does economic development operate in terms of funding throughout the year?
We get our primary source of funding, about half of our budget, from county, a mill levy. I guess state statutes, I believe, is what allows the counties to levy that for purposes of economic development. And about a fourth of it comes from the city. The city also participates.
The city of Clay Center.
Yes, Clay Center, thank you. Yes, City of Clay Center, thank you. And we're a countywide organization, of course. And then about a fourth comes from membership dues, so roughly. And then we have some other sources of funding. One of those is Network Kansas. And Network Kansas, our involvement with them allows us to sell tax credits. And of course, there's some guidelines go along with that, of course, amounts and so on. And we can sell those tax credits and then use those for kind of a myriad of different economic development projects. There are some, again, some limitations on what this could be used for, but that's come in very, very handy and allowed us to branch out, reach out, do some things than what we could normally do, just our
Okay, great.
Base budget.
Now, you mentioned a little bit ago memberships. How exactly do the memberships work with economic development?
Well, we encourage individuals or businesses, families, if you will, to be a part of our county economic development group. An individual can join annually for as little as $50, and we suggest a minimum of $100 for a business. Many businesses do join and contribute far above those figures. Mm-hmm. But we still think, and Lori believes this, and I think the board, to a person, we believe this. There's strength in numbers, and so we would encourage people. You might think, well, what's my $50 do? Well, it can do a lot. I have sort of a three. I was thinking about this recently, again, trying to sort of just redefine or focus my own thoughts or philosophy about that. For one thing, I remember Grandma used to say, if cousins were all around, she'd say, "Hey, you all help with this project." She'd say, "Many hands make the work light," or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, it may sound a little corny, but it really is true. If you get a lot of people involved, even philosophically, working on things, working together, I think you get some, maybe it's symbiosis, I don't know what it is, I don't believe in karma, but it's, you do get some benefit. Recently we just traveled out, this was interesting, I saw in an airport just the other day a sign, and it was in the context of recycling, above these recycling bins, and the sign said, "Think globally, act locally." And I thought, hey, that'll preach. You know, that's really, from the standpoint of recycling or the environment, we know how it works, but I thought that applies to about everything. You know, it's easy to get sort of comfortable with a head knowledge of something and maybe buy in philosophically or mentally or intellectually, but we need to act locally. Put some of those beliefs, if you will, put our resources, whether it be money, time, into some shoe leather. And so I like that, and I would encourage folks to, for that reason, to get involved, act locally. I can't imagine anybody in town or in the county would say, well, I'm really not for economic development. I think it's a bad thing. But yet it could be too easy to get complacent, get comfortable.
Absolutely.
And not take that opportunity to jump in. And then thirdly, I think the Bible talks about where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. In other words, you kind of lead your heart. You sort of lead your mind and your interests with your money. So, that's maybe that's I would like to see people, if they invest a little bit, they may be surprised how their interest peaks in that. And this economic development is really kind of a broad front, and it's a little hard to define, and there isn't really a magic formula for it. But the more people that buy in, if you will, literally and figuratively, the more I think you have eyes and ears out there. You have people who are thinking about it, looking for it. Maybe their antenna's up and they see opportunities or chances to connect people, with a potential business or an idea with those who can help them develop it and cultivate it. And So for those reasons, I would encourage people to do it. It's really a pretty small investment when you think about the various things we spend our money on, and we need them. I would say I know I speak for Lori and the board, we welcome and really cherish folks' involvement, and would ask for a small monetary investment as importantly and more importantly, maybe their help.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of took the words right out of my mouth because I was kind of thinking of a couple different phrases when you mentioned that. The first one is there's strength in numbers. Our current membership base, correct me if I'm wrong, is about 60 members currently between individuals and businesses. And the more businesses that we can and individuals that we can get to buy in, like you were saying, figuratively and literally, the stronger that the organization becomes. Also, the other phrase that comes to my mind is it takes a village to raise a child. If you think of a child as a project, like a large project that you are working on of the betterment of the community, it takes a lot of different hands in a lot of different capacities to make that project come to fruition. And that's just, those two phrases really just stuck out in my mind on something like that. So how does somebody go about joining EDG?
Well, the easy way would be come see Lori. Talk to any board member. We could connect. It's really easy process. You have to either write a good check or have cash. I think we take U.S. dollars, but it's really quite a simple project and process. And I wouldn't want people to feel like, well, if they join, my goodness, I'm going to get a lot of responsibilities heaped on me. That's not the case at all. But we sure would welcome them. We'd welcome them to attend meetings, to have input to any member at any time. If they had some ideas, could even get on the agenda at a board meeting. We don't have those open per se, but if someone want to come, we'd welcome their input in appropriate fashion. So, what else, Lori?
If somebody does want to spend some time to help with it, we do have some different committees that they could join if they wanted to.
Yes.
Absolutely, and we'll have the contact information up on the screen. So if you do decide that you would love to participate more in Clay County Economic Development Group's initiatives, we're going to have the contact information on the screen for you now to take a look at and hopefully join us in our initiatives. Well, that's it for this month's Clay Center Now. You can find our previous episodes on both our YouTube channel and Eagle Communications YouTube channel. This also aired during the month of November on Eagle's Channel 2 throughout Eagle's broadcast arms. And until then, we will see you guys later.